Hi, my name is Jay with Kick Foosball Tables. First off, I'd like to welcome you to the Kick family. Today I'll be showing you how to properly assemble your Kick 55-inch Voyager foosball table. Hope this instructional video was helpful. With no further delay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is open up your box and take a look at your contents. Then, you will lay down each piece out onto your floor individually. If you are assembling your foosball table on a hard surface, I do recommend you lay down a large blanket or a large piece of cardboard. That way you don't damage your foosball table during the assembly process. Next, you want to match each part to what's inside your instruction manual. After you've matched each part to what's inside your instruction manual, if you notice any missing or damaged parts, please contact Kick customer support with pictures of your shipping label, the box itself, and the damaged part. Our contact information will be listed at the end of this video. For steps 1 and 2, we'll be placing our playing field P3 into the groove that you see here on both side panels P1. Now what you want to make sure is that the ball entry hole is placed closer to the floor and that the groove here faces inwards towards the playing field. You want to go ahead and grab your playing field. You want to make sure that the graphic side is face down. Go ahead and place it into the groove on one of your side panels. Alright, and then attach the other side. For step 3, we'll be attaching both of our end panels P2 to both side panels P1 using our H3 bolt and our H4 washer. Just want to go ahead and line up the end of your end panel, making sure that the goalie hole is faced down and closest to the floor, and that the groove that you see here faces inward towards your playing field. And what you want to make sure when you are securing your end panel to your side panel is that you line up both of the holes on the end panel to both the holes on the side panel. Insert your H3 bolt and your H4 washer. And we'll secure using the Allen wrench that was provided. After you completed step 3 and attaching both of your end panels to both side panels, now on the next step, step 4, and attaching our chrome corner piece P14 using our H6 screws. The part's pretty simple. You just want to go ahead and line up the grooves that you see here on your chrome corner piece to both the grooves that you see here on all 4 corners of your table. And just go ahead and tap it down using the palm of your hand. You will notice a tiny hole here on the inside of your chrome corner piece. So I'm going to go ahead and insert your H6 screw into that hole and secure. I did indicate in the very beginning that you needed a Phillips head screwdriver for this assembly. However, I will be using my impact driver fitted with the Phillips head tip to help speed along this process. For step 5, we'll be securing our playing field using our H5 screws. Now you'll notice that there are 4 holes here on both sides of your playing field. Just go ahead and insert your H5 screw into one of those holes and secure. Next, we'll We're securing our support braces P5 to the bottom of our playing field using brackets P6 and our H6 screws. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and line up your first support brace in the center of your playing field. And the other two you want to go ahead and space about a foot apart. Next, line up your support bracket to the side of your side panel and your brace. Go ahead and secure your bracket to your side panel. All right, and then go ahead and secure your support brace to your bracket. For step 7, we'll be attaching our legs P4A and P4B using our crossbar P12. Your two crossbars are located in one of your legs, one of the two legs. You just want to go ahead and take that out and line up the correct leg to the correct side of the table. And what you want to make sure is that the holes in your leg, both the holes line up to both the holes on the side panel and both the holes on the in panel. You also want to make sure that the hole for your crossbar faces inwards towards the other leg. Go ahead and insert your crossbar to both sides of your leg. Then line up your leg. We'll be securing our leg using our H1 bolt and our H2 washer. Again, you just want to go and line up both holes on your side panel to both the holes on the back panel. Now you might need to raise up your leg a little bit to line up those holes. Go ahead and insert your H1 bolt and your H2 washer. Go ahead and secure using the Allen wrench that was provided. Next, we'll be attaching our leg leveler, P9, to the bottom base of each leg. This part's pretty simple. You just want to go ahead and screw down your leg leveler all the way down to the bottom base of your leg. Now, the purpose of these leg levelers is to stabilize your table during play, so that if one side's higher than the other, you just unscrew them a couple notches to even out your playing field. You also notice this rubber ring on each bottom of your leg leveler. This is to prevent your table from sliding back and forth during rough play. After you completed step 7, we now move on to the next step in turning over our table. Now, this is a two-person job, so you'll need some assistance for this part of the assembly. What you want to make sure is that you don't rest the weight of the table on either of the legs. So you want to turn over the table in one swift, full motion so that all the legs hit the ground at the same time. Once you've had some assistance turning over your table, now on the next step, step 8, in inserting all the rods and attaching each player to each rod. The most important part of assembling your kick foosball table is making sure that the rods and players are all in the correct position. So you want to carefully review the diagram located in the instruction manual prior to inserting your rods. What you want to make sure is that you add the correct amount of players per holes in the rod. You also want to make sure that there's a hole on the correct side of the table where the handles will later go. And before we insert all of our rods and attach each player to each rod, I'm going to show you an already assembled table and explain to you the differences between a one-man goalie versus a three-man goalie setup. One-man goalie versus a three-man goalie setup. With this table, you have the option to have either a one-man goalie or a three-man goalie setup. Most beginners and some others prefer a three-man goalie setup because there's more defense around the goal, making it harder to score and giving the user more control over the field. Others prefer a more competitive, fast-paced one-man goalie setup, but it's completely up to you. To have a three-man goalie setup, you have 3 players on the goalie rod.
You can optionally place the white filled lining tape on both sides of the table to prevent any dead spots, if any at all. If you are looking for a one-man goalie setup, instead of having the other two outer men on the goalie rod, you will replace them with the 4 black stop rings. Next, you will place the 4 green triangle corner ramps you received on each corner of the playing field. If you already applied the filled lining tape, you can either place ramps on top of it if you ever want to switch back to a 3-man goalie setup. But if a one-man goalie is going to be your style of play, either cut the lining tape accordingly so it does not go under the ramp, or don't install the lining tape at all. Finally, screw the 4 ramps in using the 4 screws provided and cover using the 4 plugs.
When attaching your players to your rods, you want to note that there's a bumper, a washer, then you want to add the correct amount of players per holes in the rod. Then add another washer, and another bumper. Then you want to complete by sliding through the second hole. We'll be attaching our players using our C6 nut and our C7 bolt. This part pretty simple. You just want to go ahead and line up the back of the player over the hole in the rod. Insert your C6 bolt through the chest of the player. Insert your C7 nut into the back of the player. Hold in position. Turn the player around and secure. Once you completed step 8 in inserting all your rods and attaching each player to each rod, we're on to the next step, step 9, in inserting our ball entry cups P8 into our side panel of our table. You just want to make sure that the ball entry cup is flush with the top of the table. Then go ahead and insert your H7 screw and secure. Next, we'll be attaching our handles, P7, using our H9 screw. Part's pretty simple. Just going to line up the hole on the handle to the hole in the end of the rod. Insert your H9 screw. And secure. One quick note, these handles are really high quality. Most other companies use really cheap rubber slide-on handles. Also, these rods are semi-hollow, so they are durable enough to rough play, yet light enough to let the player have full control over the rod. If you need any rod lubricant, please contact Kick and we'll send you a free complimentary bottle. Next, we'll be attaching our 2 sets of slide scorers, P11, using our H8 screw. The part's pretty simple. You just want to go ahead and line up your slide scorer into the center of the end panel. One way is just to line up the goalie line to both ends of your slide scorer. Insert your H8 screw and secure. Congratulations! We are now officially done assembling our Kick 55-inch Voyager foosball table. You are now free to enjoy your table with your friends and family. I hope this instructional video was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please visit us at www.kickfoosballtables.com or email us at support@kickfoosballtables.com.